My name is CourtneyLooker, and this is my video for the industry project. I am currently a student in the computer animation degree here at Full Sail. Examples of computer animation would be things like Monsters Inc., The Avengers, Iron Man. I also included a slide that's Tangled. This movie is a really good example of 3D animation. The first thing I'm going to talk about today would be the evolution of compositing, showing what it used to be and what it is now and how it's changed over time. It's really drastic. This is a composited shot from the movie Iron Man. Computer animation is my overall degree that I'm taking, but what I'm specifically going to talk about today is compositing. It's a technique used in my industry that is really, really important and makes a lot of movies happen nowadays. You really have to study this image, but when you break it down, you can tell that it is composited, and it's one of the first few examples we have of compositing in the industry. In that image I just showed you, when you look at the image and break it down, in certain sections you can see where the photograph doesn't match up. And the photograph doesn't match up because images have been layered over top and burned, so that creates one overall image, which is compositing. Compositing is combining different visual elements to create one whole element as itself. This scene is from The Avengers, and it's a recent example of compositing. You can see how the holograms are done over top of the image itself. Alright, so I told you guys what compositing is, and that's layering visual elements to create an image. And it's usually not a realistic image that you can't get it, so you have to make it. There are different aspects of compositing though, besides just the whole combining visual elements. There's different things like green screening, and there's rig removal and rotoscoping, and those are three aspects that I'm going to talk about in this video with you guys. I really enjoy these aspects of compositing, and I hope to be a compositor. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk about them, because it's really interesting to see the kind of workflow that people take with these techniques. The first technique I'm going to talk about is green screening. It's a lot like the tool in Photoshop, the quick selection tool I think it's called. Basically, you can just select the person and take them out of the shot, and it makes it really easy to work with. Green screening is used all the time. It's a really nice, easy technique to make a shot easier to work with when you can just select the whole person and take it out. This is an example of rig removal. Anytime there's anything in the shot that you don't want, like vests or harnesses or ropes or wires, that gets taken out by the compositors. They do that kind of. Continuing off of what you guys just saw, sometimes in movies there are wires or vests or things like that from when people are flying across sets, and you don't want that image in your movie. So what happens is they take that film, they bring it to the compositor, and they take that out. In the second image on the right, I believe it was, you saw this like weird white kind of strip thing. That would be an example of rig removal. They'll take that out because the person doesn't want that in their shot. Rotoscoping is a lot like green screening, except instead of taking one subject, you split apart the whole shot, like the buildings, the pillars, the person, just by creating all these little dots around the subjects and extracting them. Rotoscoping is just a really tedious task. You have to draw and create points basically over everything and every subject within the shot. At the end here, I decided to include a few compositors from the movie The Avengers and their experience with working on that movie through compositing.